This is the story of a war that changed the world forever. A war built on promises, secrets, and lies. A war that cost over 4,600 American lives and more than 200,000 Iraqi civilian lives. This is the Iraq War. To understand why America invaded Iraq in 2003, we must go back. Back to a region scarred by decades of dictatorship, oil, and Western interference. Saddam Hussein had ruled Iraq with an iron fist since 1979. He had used chemical weapons against his own people. He had invaded Kuwait. He had defied the United Nations. And after September 11, 2001, he became America's next target. But was he really a threat? Did he really have weapons of mass destruction? Or was this war built on something far more dangerous? A lie? September 11, 2001. 2 planes hit the World Trade Center. America was in shock. Nearly 3,000 people were dead, and the world would never be the same again. President George W. Bush declared a war on terror. Afghanistan was first, but the White House had bigger plans. Intelligence reports, later proven false, claimed Saddam Hussein was hiding weapons of mass destruction, biological weapons, chemical weapons, even nuclear capabilities. Secretary of State Colin Powell stood before the United Nations in February 2003. He showed satellite images. He played audio recordings. He made the case for war. The world watched. Some believed him. Many did not. France said no. Germany said no. Millions of people around the world marched in protest. It was the largest anti-war demonstration in human history. But Washington had already made its decision. The drums of war were beating, and nobody could stop what was coming. March 20th, 2003. At 5:34 a.m. Baghdad time, the first missiles hit. Operation Iraqi Freedom had begun. The sky over Baghdad lit up with explosions. The shock and awe campaign, designed to break Iraq's will to fight in hours, had started. Within 48 hours, American and British forces had crossed the Kuwaiti border and were pushing deep into Iraqi territory. The world watched on live television as Baghdad burned. CNN correspondents reported from hotel rooftops as missiles screamed overhead. But for the people of Baghdad, this was not a news story. This was their home, their streets, their children, families huddled in basements as the ground shook, hospitals overwhelmed, power cut, water gone, an entire civilization holding its breath. Iraqi soldiers fought back, some with old weapons, some with bare hands. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and overwhelmed, but they fought, because this was their land, and nobody fights harder than a man defending his home. April 9th, 2003. 20 days after the invasion began, American tanks rolled into the heart of Baghdad. The city had fallen, and the moment that defined the entire war was about to happen, not on a battlefield, but in a public square, Firdos Square. A massive statue of Saddam Hussein stood at its center. American soldiers and Iraqi civilians gathered around it. A Marine threw a rope around its neck, and with cameras from every major news network rolling, the statue came crashing down. The White House declared it a symbol of liberation. But many Iraqis saw something different. Behind the cameras, the reality was far darker. The Iraqi National Museum was being looted. Thousands of years of human civilization, ancient Mesopotamian artifacts, irreplaceable manuscripts, priceless treasures, stolen or destroyed in hours. American soldiers stood by and watched. When a reporter asked Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld about the looting, he said, "Stuff happens." Saddam Hussein had vanished. His government had collapsed overnight. But the Iraqi people had no new government, no police force, no electricity, no running water. A nation of 26 million people had been liberated into complete and total chaos, and the worst was yet to come. The statue had fallen, but peace never came. What followed was not liberation. It was the collapse of an entire society. The American military had a plan to win the war. Nobody had a plan for what came after. Paul Bremer, the American administrator of Iraq, made two decisions that would haunt the country for decades. First, he dissolved the entire Iraqi army. 400,000 trained soldiers, suddenly unemployed, humiliated, and armed. Second, he banned all members of Saddam's Ba'ath Party from government. Overnight, Iraq lost its doctors, teachers, engineers, and administrators. The entire infrastructure of a nation erased with the stroke of a pen. Insurgency exploded across the country. Roadside bombs, suicide attacks, kidnappings. American soldiers who had been told they would be welcomed as liberators were now targets. Every patrol was a potential death sentence. Every car could be a bomb. Every shadow, an enemy. And then came Abu Ghraib. Photos emerged of American soldiers torturing Iraqi prisoners, humiliating them, laughing. The images shocked the world. America's moral authority, already crumbling, collapsed entirely. In living rooms across the Arab world, a generation was radicalized overnight. By 2006, Iraq had descended into full civil war. Sunni against Shia, neighbor against neighbor. Streets that had once been filled with children playing were now execution grounds. Bodies found every morning. Mass graves discovered every week. A society tearing itself apart. The human cost was staggering. Over 4,600 American soldiers killed. More than 32,000 wounded. Many losing limbs, eyesight, hearing. But those numbers don't capture the invisible wounds, the nightmares, the marriages destroyed, the fathers who came home but never really came back, the suicides. More American veterans killed themselves after the war than died in combat. For Iraq, the numbers were incomprehensible. Conservative estimates put Iraqi civilian deaths at over 200,000. Some studies suggest the true number is closer to 1 million. 4 million Iraqis fled their homes, the largest refugee crisis in the Middle East since 1948. Ancient Christian communities that had survived for 2,000 years, gone. The middle class, doctors, professors, artists, fled and never returned. And the children. An entire generation of Iraqi children grew up knowing nothing but war. No school, no electricity, no clean water, no future. They had committed no crime. They had made no political decisions. They were simply born in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the world looked away. In December 2011, the last American combat troops crossed the border out of Iraq. The war was officially over. After nearly 9 years, 4,600 American lives, and over $800 billion, America left behind a country shattered beyond recognition. The weapons of mass destruction, the entire justification for the war, were never found. Not one. Colin Powell later called his United Nations speech the greatest regret of his life. George W. Bush admitted the intelligence was wrong, but no one was held accountable. No one went to prison. No one faced justice. The architects of the war returned to comfortable lives. The Iraqi people did not have that option. The vacuum left by America's invasion created the perfect conditions for a new horror. ISIS, the Islamic State, rose directly from the chaos of post-war Iraq. Former Iraqi army officers, humiliated and unemployed after Paul Bremer's decision, became its military commanders. The war that was supposed to make the world safer had created the most brutal terrorist organization in modern history. Today, Iraq still struggles. Corruption, poverty, Iranian influence, political paralysis. The oil that was supposed to rebuild the country flows, but its wealth never reaches the people. The promise of democracy, of liberation, of a better future, it never came. What came instead was 2 decades of suffering that continue to this day. History will judge the Iraq War harshly, not because America failed to win militarily, but because the question was never whether America could win the war. The question was whether the war should have been fought at all. And the answer, written in the blood of hundreds of thousands of innocent people, is no. It should never have happened. 2 nations, 2 peoples, both forever changed, both forever scarred. The Iraq War did not end in 2011. For the families who lost sons and daughters, American and Iraqi alike, it never ended. It never will. This was the Iraq War, and we must never forget what it cost. That was the Iraq War, 20 years of history compressed into 10 minutes. But behind every statistic we mentioned, there was a human being, a mother, a father, a child, a soldier, a dream that never came true. If this documentary made you think, if it made you feel something, if you believe these stories deserve to be heard, then please hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for more untold stories from history that the world needs to remember. History is not just dates and numbers. History is people. And as long as we remember them, they are never truly gone. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.